To travel is a means of finding yourself in the world, but to write is the means of finding the world within yourself. My name is Khristina, and I am a writer studying abroad in Grenoble, France. Studying abroad is a huge transition, a complete upheaval of everything familiar. It welcomes growth, hardships, and adventure. It's stepping into a world where every road becomes a new sentence, every day a blank page, and every excursion a chapter waiting to be written. You leave behind the comfort and stability of home to embrace something unpredictable, and maybe something even out of your comfort. You explore new cultures, connect with different people, and walk streets you've only seen in dreams. Yet, for many, including myself for a while, they don't realize that studying abroad is the art of becoming. I never realized how much this is truly growing and changing me. People don't talk about this very much. The identity you are shaping and constantly reshaping. You are constantly losing yourself and finding yourself. I'm meeting parts of myself I thought I'd buried, uncovering sides I never knew existed, and reaching out to new versions of me in fleeting, transformative moments. Sometimes I look in the mirror and see someone I'm still getting to know. Other times, I feel like I'm exactly who I'm meant to be. It's a rhythm, rising and falling like ocean waves. And through it all, one thing remains constant. I see the world as a writer. I've been working on my high fantasy book for nearly 4 years now. I started it my senior year of high school and earned myself a gold key from Scholastic Arts and Writing for it. Writing has always been my anchor, and while abroad, it's grown with me. As a writer, I think I do see the world a little differently. I mean, some say a writer is working when they are staring at a window. I like to say a writer is always working, whether that is staring out the window, at the ceiling, into nothingness while going to school on the tram, or even in conversation. My mind just spins the stories out, like it's as simple as breathing. I remember an excursion where I told my director, I think the mountains were formed by giants pulling the earth into place. She had smiled, saying that she liked the idea, even though I was ready for her to call me crazy. That's how my mind works, always weaving myths and tales into the world around me. The mountains surrounding Grenoble are straight out of a fantasy novel. When I first arrived and was on the bus with my director, all I could say was, wow, this is incredible. Repeatedly, might I add, but my head was spinning because all I could think was, this is going to be amazing for my book. Everywhere I go, whether hiking the Vercors, traveling through Chamonix, or exploring the peaks of Austria and Switzerland, I see dragons soaring over cliffs, griffins swooping through valleys, and the world of my story coming to life. Visiting castles is like stepping back in time, especially in Carcassonne. I wandered cobblestone streets, imagining knights and queens, secret love stories in the alcoves, and battles in the citadels. From a place in the middle of nowhere, only being able to imagine the castles of Europe. Seeing it in person changed everything. Even surrounded by modern life, the magic of history lingers, sparking my imagination in ways I never thought possible. Even in the cities, whether Grenoble, Salzburg, or Zurich, there are stories everywhere. People watching, a story waiting in itself. It's interesting to say the least, especially when you can't understand a word they are saying. Sometimes it's just looks, other times you witness a moment of love between two people, holding hands, a bouquet in their arms, or someone holding the door. Sometimes it's looking up to the sky above the city, watching the moon, or how the mountains that surround Grenoble contrast with the light of the night sky. There's thousands of stories in the sky, but my favorite to look for is among the people I surround myself with. You take their different personalities and mix them together with others, or even your own, and you have a whole new person. Whether writers want to admit it or not, we are greatly inspired by the people around us. And, of course, pieces of ourselves end up on the page too. Writing offers me comfort. Beyond the growth I am experiencing while studying abroad, beyond the stories I'm finding here, it's my connection at home. Bits and pieces of your soul, bits and pieces of who you once were, who you once surrounded yourself with. It's here on the page, but it's also transforming, turning into something and everything it was meant to be. And here I am, bits and pieces of my old self here, changing, transforming, and coming back again. becoming everything who I am meant to be.